Tell you what, it's been a long week. I've gone through a lot this week, thinking about what God would have me to say to you tonight. A lot of stuff comes to mind. March 30th, 1995, I gave my heart to Jesus. I gave him my heart, but I didn't give him my life. Anything I say to you right now about drugs or alcohol, I'm not promoting that, and I'm not going to go into a lot of it because an alcoholic, I was about the worst that you can get. Drugs, I chase anything to get me high. Anything. It did not matter. But I tell you that to let you know where the Lord has brought me from in 49 days. 49 days is the last time I touched anything. Anything. Period. What God has done for me in 49 days is truly nothing short of miraculous. Once you take yourself out of the equation and give it 100% to God, there is nothing that He can and won't do for you as long as it's in His will. That's where a lot of people, I think, go wrong. They pray for this and pray for that. You can pray all you want, but if it's not in God's will, you're not going to get it. It has to be in God's will. What His plan is for your life. Romans 12, 1 through 2. Y'all can pull that up if you want to. I still need to because I don't have it memorized yet. It says, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. God says it's reasonable for you to do that. You should do that. Not as your hard service or anything like that. It's your reasonable service. That you not be conformed to this world, but that you be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Perfect will of God. The first thing you learn when you get to rehab, which is where I was for 23 days, I couldn't kick this thing by myself. It hurt. Is that you need to change your people, your places, and your things. If you're hanging around the wrong people, you're going to do wrong things. If you're going to bad places, you're going to do bad things. If I go to a bar, what am I going to do? I'm going to drink. If I go to a buddy's house that all I know he sits around and smokes pot all day, what am I going to do? I'm going to smoke pot all day too. Wherever you go, that's what you're going to end up doing, no matter how strong your faith is, and no matter how strong you are in the Lord. If you go to them places constantly, you will break. Period. About my fourth day into rehab, still fuzzy, real, my head just ain't quite right yet. That's what alcohol does to you. That was, we call it in rehab your DOC, your drug of choice. Alcohol was my drug of choice. That stuff will kill you. Not might, but it will. It will kill you. We were watching a video about the effects of alcohol, what it does to your body. The painful withdrawals off it. When I mean painful, it ain't mental. It's physically painful to come off it. You could die by coming off of alcohol, by detoxing off of alcohol. You can. People have been known to have seizures coming down. I had to take medicine while I was in rehab to help me come off of that because it hurt so bad. A year ago, I turned 36 on March 31st. On my 31st birthday, I was laying on my sister's couch in West Virginia. Didn't have nothing to drink. I'm hurting. I'm shaking. If you've never had uncontrollable shaking before, you cannot control it, period. It was my birthday, and my mother is calling me, and I don't want to pick up the phone because I can't make that little swipe on an iPhone to answer the phone. People are texting me. I can't hold my finger steady to do it. Now look, 49 days later off of it. I was thinking to myself while I was watching that video, I don't want to die from this. I don't want to die. And when I say I don't want to die, people say, you could die from that. I almost died from this. I'll give you just a quick thing about my health. I went to the doctor back in May, and they checked my heart. A normal person's heart pump in and out about 55%. It'll pump in blood, and it'll pump out about 55%. Mine was down to 12%. I'm 36 years old. And the only reason why it was like that is because of alcohol. Period. And I haven't been drinking my entire life. Mainly just the past 5 years. And real heavy the past couple of years. But that's 2 years of my life, and it almost killed me. And I'm telling you all this so you don't go through the pain, the physical pain and the mental pain of losing your job, losing your car, losing your wife, losing your stepdaughter, losing all of that, and having nothing. And God took that. I was down to absolutely zero. And the day before I went to rehab, it was Sunday. Y'all imagine being drunk on a Sunday. How bad is that? Bad. I was sitting there. I come home and I'm cussing up a storm. I'm doing this, doing that. And somebody looked at me and said, "Josh, what are you doing? We just got home from church. What are you doing?" I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, "Josh, what are you doing?" I left, I went home and went back to my room, started doing what I was doing again. And my mom walked in, and I thank God for her. I'll tell you how much. Because I was horrible to her. I was horrible to my mother, because she deserved none of it. She would tell me things that I didn't want to hear. I don't want to hear these things. Mom, leave me alone. And she looked at me and she said, "You know what your little brother just told you? Just told me." I was like, "What?" He said, "I'm sick of being a big brother." You shouldn't have to be a big brother. I'm the big brother. He's had a family since he was 17. He's been married since he was 17. He's been my big brother. He shouldn't have had to be that. And at that moment, I broke. And I prayed about it. And it was like, I can't do this by myself. So the next day I checked into rehab. I didn't say goodbye to any of my old friends because I knew at that moment, whenever I got out of rehab, I'm not going back to them old friends. About 5 days in to rehab, my mind came back to me. And I was sitting around a bunch of like-minded guys. We're talking about Jesus and stuff, and the Lord's really working on me.